I tell people that being the mayor of Albuquerque is the best job on earth, and I'll tell you why. The reason I'm dressed like this is because this morning I got a chance to join some middle school kids as they planted cottonwood trees in the bosque. Then I had a chance to meet with my transportation folks about bringing our bus rapid transit line to Albuquerque. And then this afternoon I get to stand with leaders in my community who are making a world-class, almost Herculean effort to end chronic homelessness in our city. And there's no place like this. This is a great city. And this is just another example of why that is. 5 years ago, for those of you who were here with us, and these folks certainly were, we were out at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was freezing, literally freezing cold. And we were doing a point in time survey to see if we could figure out in Albuquerque what our chronic homeless population looked like, to talk to them and find out how long they'd been on the streets, what life for them was like today, what it could be if we did the right thing. And Robin Otten was my director of family and community at the time. And we sat down for several months before this, and we started looking for leaders in this effort. And we found the Dennis Plumbers, and we found the 100,000 Homes, and we found people in our community, these people behind me that have been passionate about this for years, their entire careers, their lives. And we simply set a simple goal, and that was we want Albuquerque, New Mexico to be a place where we take one of the most profound challenges in American cities, in cities in the world, and we face it head on and we make a difference for people. And we're here 5 years later. We have 522 people who tonight will have a roof over their head, who quite frankly, if we didn't have Albuquerque Heading Home, would have a pretty good chance of sleeping under the overpass tonight. Their lives have been changed. And we call Albuquerque Heading Home the smart way to do the right thing, because not only is it the right thing to do, and we can all agree on that, but when we did the study with the University of New Mexico, we commissioned them to tell us about the fiscal impact of this. We can put someone in a house for 31% less money for you as a taxpayer than we can allow them to sleep under the overpass tonight. And that's why Albuquerque, in my opinion, has taken on this role. That's why Anaheim, California has adopted this. Mayor Tate there. Mayor Gray sent a contingency out from Lexington. Other cities from around the country are asking me as the mayor, how did you do it? The first thing I say is because I've got a world-class community and I've got world-class leaders who are passionate about this. And we just couldn't do it without them. So I'm proud of everybody here. I'm proud of the effort. And we are not even close to being done. 2 years ago at the State of the City, I said we're going to end veterans homelessness in Albuquerque. And our partners went out and they did that. We're joining the ranks of American cities who are ending veterans homelessness. We are talking about other programs that we can dovetail into this to make a difference in people's lives, to save money, and to just be the kind of a city that all of us can be proud of. So I'm just thrilled to be a part of it, and thanks for letting me do it.
So we have two more speakers and then a social challenge that I think you'll find quite interesting and quite visual. First, I want to say that we could not really do this without this partnership that the mayor talked about. Rick Rennie has been one of those instruments in our core vision team from the very outset as a business community member. He's an avid champion across the nation for us and across the state for Albuquerque Heading Home. So partners, if your ears are itching, it's usually because Rick is out there somewhere talking about you. Rick, could you share a few words, please?
Thank you, Dennis. Can everybody hear this okay? I got to condense 5 years of effort into 5 minutes, so I'm going to give it my best shot. But to start off, I didn't know any of these people 5 years ago, and today we have worked together to accomplish some things many people said never could be done. And that really is the essence of what Heading Home is to me and the kind of hope it provides for all of us. So hopefully I can convey that hope in the following story, going back to December 2010, I was in the chairman of the Downtown Action Team, and I got a call from David Campbell saying that the city, new mayor, new administration wanted to get serious about homelessness. Would I like to come to a meeting with Robin Otten, the new director of Family and Community Services, and him? And I said, yeah, absolutely, count me in. So I hang up the phone, and this had been something that was on our minds a lot at the Downtown Action Team. We'd have businesses complaining, and we got a lot of complaints about it being a nuisance, which concerned me a little bit when David used the term serious. I wasn't quite sure what we were thinking about doing, but I immediately called Mark Allison. How many people here know Mark? Okay. Do not ask Mark for an assignment. I told him I needed a crash course in homelessness so I could go into this meeting better prepared to at least seem like I knew something of what I was talking about. He sent me literally 6 hours of reading and agreed to a multi-hour lunch. And over that period of time, it was fascinating. There were the history of homelessness, all the different approaches, and really the breaking it down to moving people out to somewhere else, to really dealing with that person and helping them change their life. So I went into the meeting with Robin and David Campbell and Brian Morris and one other business owner downtown who was pretty much interested in the let's just push everybody out approach. And I was really encouraged. I'd never met Robin, but I saw that she was doing all the stuff, wanted to do all the things in the stuff Mark gave me that were the things I believed in doing. One thing Mark done in our lunch is he gave me the Community Response to End Homelessness, prepared in 2007 by the Coalition to End Homelessness, and said you might drop this off at the appropriate moment if you think it's a good idea. So as the meeting wound up, David and Robin were talking about doing a study, and I said you might want to look at this. It's been done before, and maybe it's something we can work with. So I left that meeting full of hope. I really said, my gosh, this administration is serious about doing this. Right away, I trusted Robin. She clearly knew what she was doing, and I wanted to work with her. So I called Mark and said, Mark, they're going to read the plan. Let's see what happens. So 2 days later, they called back and said, can you bring the people who put together the plan and let's have another meeting? So I went and met the people who I'd never met before we put together the plan. I'm sure they're wondering, who is this guy and why does he want us to go meet with the city about a homelessness plan? But in any case, we went. Robin said the plan is a great start, but can you turn this into a pilot program? And there was a lot of silence in the room, and people say, well, we've never done that before. And Robin says, well, we need to have this turned into a pilot plan, all these principles put into action to make it work. So we left that meeting, and about 2 days later, I got together with the group and I said, listen, we all want the same thing. We want to give homeless people hope by experiencing positive change. I know we all want that really bad. I said, you guys know everything, almost everything there is to know about homelessness, and you're living it. I'm a contractor. I know how to make things happen. I will commit to working with you if you'll commit to working with me, and let's just go for it. And there was silence, and then everybody agreed. And that was a powerful moment because that's been the essence of, that is the core vision team. That became the core vision team. But in that moment, we were faced with total uncertainty. None of us really knew how this was going to turn out. There were no models to follow, yet we believed enough in each other and in the outcome that we decided to do it. And that kind of hope is the hope that the Albuquerque Heading Home represents to me. And in the process of giving hope to, how many families now? How many people? 1,000 plus? 125 with the other programs, over 1,000. What happened is we did that. It was amazing to watch, but we got more hope in our own ability to create change by working together. I mean, I have the utmost respect for the people on this team. The work they do, I could never do. Some of the things I do, they might not want to do, but working together, we have accomplished things I wasn't even sure we could when we started. And as that's happened, we've expanded what we go after. I mean, we've made the goals bigger and bigger, and they're continuing to get bigger. So I think Albuquerque Heading Home really is like a network of hope, or a fountain of hope, because I believe now, and I know I can accomplish things I didn't know I could 5 years ago. I know we as a team know we can accomplish things we couldn't accomplish 5 years ago. And I think we need to recognize that as a community, especially what this administration has allowed us by letting us participate with the city employees and working with the administration, we can change anything in this community we want to if we get together with a strong enough outcome and just commit to each other to get it done. So let's carry that forward and let that be the message of Albuquerque Heading Home for the next 5 years. Thank you.
I want to invite up one of our many partners, and this partner, Danny Watley, if you can make your way up here. Danny is the executive at the Rock at Noonday, and he not only supports what we do, but even as recently as Thanksgiving, many of you were here when Danny surprised us with Thanksgiving groceries for all of our clients that we were able to deliver around. So Danny, come on up, please.
The Rock at Noonday, formerly Noonday Ministries, is so glad to be a part of the Heading Home program. As the mayor has said, the program started at probably the coldest day on record in the state of New Mexico, and the mayor and all the crew were out there, going under the overpasses and counting the homeless. But what started there has become for me a circle of life for the homeless. I heard just before I came over that one of those that was housed early on in the Heading Home program passed away last week. But she passed away housed. She passed away living in a home instead of on the street. So it's one of those from the faith community. I certainly see the importance and the need and the value in this program, and that's why we at the Rock at Noonday have been a part of it ever since the very beginning. What you see behind us is a perfect storm. It really is. It all seemed to come together at the right moment, at the right time, and Dennis and his crew and all of those other collaborators that have been involved in this have seen so much success and so much, the hope that you see. A lot of the homeless that have been housed come to Noonday still just because they still have that connection. And there's such a difference in the homeless community now. There's hope, there's excitement, and people come to me and they say, well, I need to call Dorothy because I need to know where I'm on the list. And they're excited about the opportunity to be housed. It makes a difference, folks, it really does. And it is truly the answer. I mean, emergency housing is necessary and needed, but permanent housing, a place that people can call their own, a place with the wraparound services and to take care of all of those issues that are facing them, the community being involved. It's just, as the mayor so eloquently said, it's the perfect situation in a perfect community. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm not a native Albuquerquean, but it's one of those that this is my home now. And the Heading Home program and all those that have been housed that I knew and still work with makes it home for me, makes it part of seeing my family, those that I care about being taken care of. And I appreciate the opportunity, and as everyone said, we're not close to being done. There's still a lot that needs to be accomplished, and there's a lot going on around the city. Be a part of that if you can. Get excited about what's going on and seeing our city changed, and not let it change just because things change in City Hall or wherever. This is bigger than that. We need to continue taking care of the least of these, as the Bible says. But I appreciate the opportunity to be here and encouraged about what's going to happen in the future with the Heading Home program.